Democracy is the road to socialism. Moments are the elements of profit. Religion is the opium of the masses. I am nothing, but I must be everything. To be radical is to grasp things by the root. Revolutions are the locomotives of history. I am a machine condemned to devour books. People without a heritage are easily persuaded. Be careful to trust a person who does not like wine. History repeats itself, first as tragedy, second as farce. History is the judge, its executioner, the proletarian. Nothing can have value without being an object of utility. Accumulate, accumulate. This is Moses and the prophets. The rich will do anything for the poor but get off their backs. The meaning of peace is the absence of opposition to socialism. Reason has always existed, but not always in a reasonable form. The last capitalist we hang shall be the one who sold us the rope. Take away a nation's heritage, and they are more easily persuaded. Landlords, like all other men, love to reap where they never sowed. The existence of the state is inseparable from the existence of slavery. When the sufferers learn to think, then the thinkers will learn to suffer. All history is nothing but a continuous transformation of human nature. The ruling ideas of each age have ever been the ideas of its ruling class. Social progress can be measured by the social position of the female sex. The history of all previous societies has been the history of class struggles. Favorite motto: de omnibus dubitandum, everything must be doubted. The first requisite for the happiness of the people is the abolition of religion. The production of too many useful things results in too many useless people. Communism is the riddle of history solved, and it knows itself to be this solution. If you can cut the people off from their history, then they can be easily persuaded. The tradition of all dead generations weighs like a nightmare on the brains of the living. Necessity is blind until it becomes conscious. Freedom is the consciousness of necessity. To be radical is to go to the root of the matter. For man, however, the root is man himself. The philosophers have only interpreted the world in various ways. The point is to change it. Religion is the impotence of the human mind to deal with occurrences it cannot understand. You must be aware that the reward for labor and quantity of labor are quite disparate things. The theory of communists may be summed up in the single sentence: abolition of private property. The bureaucracy is a circle from which no one can escape. Its hierarchy is a hierarchy of knowledge. Political power, properly so called, is merely the organized power of one class for oppressing another. The philosophers have only interpreted the world in various ways. The point, however, is to change it. The handmill gives you society with the feudal lord, the steam mill society with the industrial capitalist. Machines were, it may be said, the weapon employed by the capitalists to quell the revolt of specialized labor. The country that is more developed industrially only shows, to the less developed, the image of its own future. The increase in value of the world of things is directly proportional to the decrease in value of the human world. The demand to give up the illusions about its condition is the demand to give up a condition that needs illusions. Capital is dead labor, which, vampire-like, lives only by sucking living labor, and lives the more labor it sucks. The question whether objective truth can be attributed to human thinking is not a question of theory, but is a practical question. Society does not consist of individuals, but expresses the sum of interrelations, the relations within which these individuals stand. The oppressed are allowed once every few years to decide which particular representatives of the oppressing class are to represent and repress them. Man makes his own history, but he does not make it out of the whole cloth. He does not make it out of conditions chosen by himself, but out of such as he finds close at hand. Let the ruling classes tremble at a communistic revolution. The proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. They have a world to win. Working men of all countries unite. Capitalism, teach a man to fish, but the fish he catches are not his. They belong to the person paying him to fish, and if he is lucky, he might get paid enough to buy a few fish for himself. A nation cannot become free and at the same time continue to oppress other nations. The liberation of Germany cannot therefore take place without the liberation of Poland from German oppression. History calls those men the greatest who have ennobled themselves by working for the common good. Experience acclaims as happiest the man who has made the greatest number of people happy. Surround yourself with people who make you happy. People who make you laugh, who help you when you're in need. People who genuinely care. They are the ones worth keeping in your life. Everyone else is just passing through. Political economy regards the proletarian like a horse. He must receive enough to enable him to work. It does not consider him, during the time when he is not working, as a human being. It leaves this to criminal law, doctors, religion, statistical tables, politics, and the beetle.